On April 17th, a group of clergy from different denominations, they have invited Reverend Dr. William J. Barber and Repairs of the Breach to come and have a Moral Monday there in Tennessee. Reverend Barber joins us right now. Reverend Barber, this is Good Friday. We just, of course, commemorated the assassination of Dr. King 3 days ago there in Memphis. What you see unfolding here is a continuation of the battle where you had Dr. King going after Mayor Loeb there in Memphis with the sanitation workers 55 years ago. And now you still have folks fighting these, what used to be Southern Democrats who are now Republicans with frankly, what is the rise of Confederacy again.
You do, Roland. And one of the things that I think that we also have to think about in this moment, and I want to say this very clearly, you know, Dr. King, when those 4 girls were killed in the Birmingham church, and when Jimmy Lee Jackson was killed, James Reed, he said, who killed them? And then he gave a list. Now, that list that Dr. King did, Roland, you and I have talked about it, it was quite harsh. He said every Negro that is sat on the sideline. He said every white politician that is engaged in these policies, every sheriff. He said every preacher that has not moved. And so here we are in a situation where we've got this thing around the guns and these 3 legislators. And by the way, one of the things we should list is they were not out of order. They were trying to be in order. They were trying to do regular debate. And what happened was the speaker began to cut off the mics and stop debate and would not allow them to be able to say anything. So they were forced to do this. They were forced to do it. But Roland, you raised this point, and I want to raise it. However, we got to go deeper on this, because right now it's around these guns and the killing of our babies and bringing people together. One of the reasons we're going to do Moral Monday, and they wanted us to come, was to expand it. You know, Moral Monday is not just a day, it's a season. Because this same legislature, Roland, has blocked Medicaid expansion. You know what happens when people block Medicaid expansion? People die. This same legislature has blocked living wages and kept people poor. You know, 700 people die a day from poverty. This same legislature, when they wanted to pass a resolution around Dr. King's birthday, because they included remarks that had been made by the Poor People's Campaign and others and talked about poverty and dealing with gun violence and dealing with health care, they would not approve it until all of that stuff was taken out. So this legislature has been a death legislature for a long time. And the truth of the matter is, what one of the clergy said today, we all need to repent, because we should have been standing up long time ago, but since the time is now, let's do it, let's keep it going, and let's not just stop with the critique on the gun laws. This extremist legislature, like so many in the South, is death dealing, because the policies it promotes are not benign. They hurt people, they destroy lives, and they undermine people's health and well-being. And when it's pushed to the nth degree, they care more about guns and bullets than the lives of babies.
Video we're playing right now from the Tennessee Holler. This was shot earlier today. People are still mobilizing there. I just think, Reverend Barber, again, we always talk about how moments turn into movements. And
that's right.
Look, so the actions of these Republicans to 6 people being killed in a school is to expel 2 black lawmakers, not deal with the problem. And so, do you see the opportunity in Tennessee, what happened in North Carolina with Moral Mondays, where it started with 17 people, it was African American, but then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of white folks, a whole bunch of firefighters and police officers and teachers begin to realize, wait a minute, this stuff impacts us too, not just black folk.
Exactly. In fact, it started with 17 people, 7 clergy, 10 people. The first woman that got arrested was a white woman in a wheelchair. But it also started over one bill when they decided to block health care. Then they decided to deny living wages, and they decided to deny voting rights. And people said, wait a minute. And guess what, Roland? It happened in April. It happened right. The thing that caused us to mobilize tomorrow Monday was during Holy Week in 2013. They passed the worst voter suppression bill in the history of the state since Jim Crow. And we said if they're going to crucify health care, crucify living wages, and crucify voting rights, there always must be a witness at a crucifixion and declare that it's wrong. People stood up. We didn't know where it was going to go, but as you said, moments can turn into movement if we think movement. And I think people are thinking movement. I think what you're seeing is we can galvanize black and white and brown people. If the narrative shifts, the South is not really red, it's unorganized and unmobilized. And so here is a powerful opportunity. They try to take out these three legislators. Watch what Justin Pearson and Justin Jones have done, though, and the white lady that's there. Number one, she wouldn't allow them to split them from her, even though they didn't expel her. Notice how every time Justin goes to the mic, he's saying, look, this is not just about me being a legislator. This is about them trying to shut down the voices of my 70,000 constituents. This is a moral issue. This is about them trying to block public policy. This is about democracy. They are skillful. I've known both of them for a while, especially Justin Jones. They are being very skillful, and they're leading us. They're not allowing it to be about a personality cult. They're forcing this to be about a movement, about principle, and about shifting public policy. We stay here. Yes, this is a movement, can build across this nation. That's why we were invited to go there on April 17th. We've got Muslims and Christians and Jews and people of faith, pastors, clergy, people who may not be people of faith, but who believe in the deep moral values of our Constitution. On the 17th of April at 11 o'clock, we're going to be marching. And guess what, Roland? We're taking caskets. We're going to be in full vestment. We're not going to let them change the subject away from this death-dealing public policy that will kill babies and block health care and block living wage. No, we're not doing that. And we're not stopping in Nashville. We're coming there. And when we go to Nashville, Roland, I'm not going there to speak and lift up me. It's to lift up the prophets that are already there, the people that are there. Mm-hmm. And then we're running now toward Washington, D.C. and the Congress in Washington, D.C. So, yes, this is a moment that is a movement, and I'm so thankful that the two young men that are at the center of this understand movement building, understand how to keep an issue focused. And I'm also glad that when they chose not to expel the white lady, she didn't take the bait. Right? She said, "Oh, no. You may not have expelled me, but she said, but I know exactly why you didn't do it, because I'm a white woman and you're trying to separate me, and that's not going to happen."
Last question for you. We talk about, you said, again, people are not mobilized. They're not organized. Look, we have been making calls to the Tennessee chapter of the NAACP to find out what they're doing. Earlier today, the Nashville branch of the NAACP, they actually held a news conference there. I mean, this is one of those moments, frankly, where NAACP, Urban League, National Action Network, Rainbow Push Coalition, Black Voters Matter, Until Freedom, Alphas, AKAs, Deltas, Divine Nine, Prince Hall Mason, Eastern Star, the Links, all of these black groups must be utilizing their power and their membership and putting them into action.
Exactly. Now, let's be honest. Justin, both of them have done some things prior to this moment, and they didn't have the support they should have had in other areas. Now they're here. Let's move beyond that, but we got to repent of that. Secondly, it's going to take more than a press conference, and you have to bring more than just a race critique to this moment. You've got to be able to deal with race and class. You've got to be able to step into the issue. Look at the crowds that they look now. You got to be okay with being around white women and white men and children. And you got to make this about a moral issue. A press conference. This is a long-term battle. Look, even Governor Kasich, who used to be out of Ohio, said on MSNBC the other day, and I don't agree with his policies. He helped create a lot of this mess. Right. He said we need something as long as what happened in Montgomery, over 300 and some odd days. The same is true here.
Yep.
And this moment, we must mobilize. So I'm like you, Roland. Everybody that claims they're in movement building needs to be engaged in this movement. We need to repent for when we haven't been engaged. This is not the time to be behind the closed doors trying to cut little deals. This is about mass movement to shift mass public policy for fundamental change.
Reverend William Barber, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Curl Prep Natural Solutions. Her product is organic. It's a two-step curl defining system. This video here, you can check it out. People have been lining up to see the product in action at the hair shows. And when they take a seat to try it, they simply don't believe it is their hair. Now, you can, of course, access the products at curlprep.com. Curlprep.com. It works on any hair. It has two steps, sweet butter and sweet defining gel, both at curlprep.com. And parents, you can also, you'll love this system because you can comb the product through your child's hair with your fingers. And of course, our seasoned saints, they love the product as well. It has products that are great for twists, braids, locks, weaves, even those wigs and extensions. Folks, go to curlprep.com. If you use the promo code ROLAND, you get a 30% discount using the promo code ROLAND, lowercase ROLAND. Again, go to curlprep.com, curlprep.com, promo code ROLAND, 30% discount.